Good morning, everybody, from sunny South Africa. Shift your mindset here. And I'm happy. I'm happy because the governing body is doing the work for me. It's doing the work for other people all around the globe who's putting their efforts in to wake people up. And I'm glad that this is the time that you have to wake up. It's time to wake up, people. Why? My journey started just before COVID hit, and all the free time I get from COVID, staying at home, not being able to go to the congregation, stuff like that, made me realize and made me slow down. Slow down in life and slow down in the congregation and in the truth. I got time to think. I started researching, and I can't say it enough. Research everything you believe. Because what we think we believe may not be true. We are programmed from the start, as a young boy, as a young girl, we're programmed, we're conditioned in our mind, and we have to let things go. What we're thinking of, what we think about ourselves, our self-esteem, our fears, everything like that. We have to research what we now actually believe. Because what we believe isn't always true. Thoughts make something happen. Emotions is energy in motion, literally. So what energy are you sending out? My energy, what I was sending out was, I put my faith in the hands of a few old men in the United States who I thought had the best interest for their people. But I found out that it's not. And now they're doing my work, and I'm happy about that. Why? In the Bible, I think Deuteronomium, if I say it right in English, 23, I believe 18. Don't hold me to that. It is a long time I read the Bible. But it said if someone in my name is predicting stuff, short version, and it doesn't come out, they are a false prophet, and it isn't said by God. Nowadays I call it the universe, a source. I don't see God as an image, as someone, an angel, or with a non-visible body. I see it as everything around me. And I'm also a part of God. You are a part of God. So every answer in life is within you, in yourself. I believe that fully. And what I see now is with the changes they are making, I've never seen them making changes in this speed. It's going so rapid. Now men can men can have beards. I didn't get some privileges in the congregation because of a beginning beard. Now I see the governing body with a full beard. It was never in the scripture. No one could ever read to me a scripture and said, Sven, here it is. Because when it was written in the Bible, I would comply to it. But it was never written. 100 years of harassing people, stopping people to grow into the organization, exiting them out to the front door. They left sometimes the religion because of the fights they had with the elders about having a beard. Women can wear pants. Craziest thing crazy things are happening, people. Because why on earth are they now allowing all of that? I also know congregations that don't comply with the new rules. They still want sisters to be in a skirt. They don't allow pants. They don't allow you to take off your jacket when you don't have something on the podium. You don't have a Bible talk or whatever on stage. It's mind-blowing. Because the older people in the congregation, you also know them for sure, they were hardcore Jehovah's Witnesses. They are used to fight over the faith and the religion with everyone they meet in life, also from door to door. They were fierce and feisty, and they were living the truth completely. And those people, especially the older ones, who were hardcore JWs, have to sit back and see the whole congregation changes. If you go to the Queen or the King of the country, Sven, what are you going to wear? You don't go in jeans, you don't go in sneakers. You put on a suit and stuff like that, and now people are just walking around in pants, like all the worldly people we also around you. There's no difference. You could always pick them out if you see them walking on the street, the Jehovah's Witnesses. Now they're just blending in the people. So the governing body is in total panic mode to make changes like this. And I said about the false prophet. 1914, the end was coming. 1921, I believe, 25, Rutherford built a whole mansion for David, Abraham and people like that, because he thought the end was coming and they come and live in the United States in a big house, so he bought some cars and a house for them. 1975 predicted, this generation will never die. We'll remember that one. Now they have a new teaching, overlapping generation. It's one of the hardest things I've ever heard in my life, because that didn't make sense then. But people are just walking behind them like sheep. It's the same way we see it in the world around us. People just following the government. I saw it with the COVID vaccine. People were taking it because, I protect others with it. No one did research about it. And I don't judge if you had the shot or you didn't have the shot. For me, it's all fine. I didn't have the shot. It was my personal decision. If you've taken the shot, you're no different for me. But the only thing I care about is that you do something with your whole heart and your feeling. You know, you have a gut feeling when something happens. We used to think with our head, but our head is clouded with thoughts and conditioned mind and negative thoughts more than positive thoughts. So we have to change that little bit by little bit around. To attract more positive things in your life, you also have to think more positive. It's the law of attraction. And the universe just gives you back what you're sending out. Everything in you, around you, are waves, and they have to match the same frequency to give you back what you send out into the universe. So if you send out negative thoughts are coming back to you. And your inner What you see outside is for me your inner reflection of who you are and what you think. So what I'm thinking here reflects in my outer world. And as a JW, I never questioned teachings and stuff like that. And I want you to be smarter, to be more aware than I was in that time. Because if you want to be a JW, I don't mind. But do it for the right reasons. Research your translation. Certain things in the translation are added to it. In the translation of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Jesus was God. Jesus was a God. One example. So even if you have a good feeling about something, just think, stop, think, and feel. As a JW, I was never able to feel because everything was happening here and it went all that fast. I was swallowed by the whole religion. There's so much you have to do, you can't do, it's forbidden to do. So you're constantly thinking in good or bad, and Jehovah's watching me if I do this, and then I don't come into the paradise and stuff like that. It doesn't matter, but just the governing body, a man-made organization. It's more real estate organization nowadays, but that's a different topic. But just hear what they say. We are the only channel. We are God's mouthpiece on earth. Only the JWs understand it. And when I believe Jackson was asked in the Australian Royal Commission, he said it is a little bit presumptuous to say that we are the only channel. So when he's with the back against the wall, he said, no, we're not the only one, maybe there are more. So they leave it open. It was a complete lie, but it was a deceive. Yeah, how do you say it? It was not a lie, but he deceived the people he was talking to. So they're not what you think they are. And that's a big problem, and it's a qualification of a false prophet. And I know you think you're doing the right thing. And maybe you love truly God, but God is not in favor of this organization led by those men. The changes they made, I'm sure they get rid of Tony, otherwise the pants for women was never allowed. So to keep members, they have to make compromises into the teaching and what's allowed and what's not. So the beards are allowed, the pants are allowed. So that stops people from going away to the back door, leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses. It's a smart move, it's control. And if it's the government or the governing body or whatever, it's always about control. And I'm hoping more people are finding out their superpowers inside of them. That you are way stronger, more clever, more worthy of yourself, having more self-love than you ever thought you could have. And I hope people will research things and find out about themselves. You are a strong, godly creature. And you're more powerful than you are. You think you are. I'm more powerful than I think I am. And I'm busy every day finding more courage, more power, more self-esteem, and play with the natures of the laws of the nature. Because it's an important time. This is the time that we have to wake up. We can make the world a better place, but not when we controlled by a governing body who flip-flops with theories, and we just go with it. We just follow it blindly. Same with the government. They're just doing the same also as the government does, but with a religious coat on. Those men have nothing to do with what's the Bible saying, that how we have to treat each other, how we have to live. There's no organization needed for that. The donations they need, so they have to control their people around the world, give them something in return, to let them keep quiet, and so they can pay off people in the court system. The lawyer got a fine of $152,000, I believe. I read it the other day. It's still #1 lawyer. No judicial committee for him. Is he paying it out of his own pocket? Or is he paying it with donation money from you or your children? I think I know the answer. They're paying it with your money. Not my money, gladly anymore, but they're paying it with the money they receive from the donations. If I had said anything about a teaching in the congregation, I would be pulled into the back room and I would be punished for it or warned. If you don't agree with the teaching, you can be disfellowshipped. That lawyer keeps on making mistakes, keeps on lying in court, keeps on getting fines, keeps on getting sued, keeps on paying money to victims of child sexual abuse, and he keeps on going with stalling the whole process. If they have to comply with certain documents, they don't provide it. They keep it a secret. They have to pay fines for it. They pay it gladly to keep the secrets inside. People, that's the worst thing you can do. You have something to hide. And they have different rules. They're living above the law. Because if someone of you or me did something, we will be disfellowshipped in a heartbeat. Now they're not disfellowshipping people anymore that quick, I hear. And even in the congregation you can say hello to someone. Hello! And love bombing them. And when you are at home, they're talking about you again. But that's what we know. But I never heard something about, no one is contacting me, so I don't think I'm the normal disfellowship person. They don't want me back to the congregation, I think, because I think we are the apostates and blah blah blah. So it's a sad story, and I'm happy. I think the governing body will change a little bit more this year. And I'm curious what you guys think they're gonna allow this year even more. I think it can be something about birthdays, that it's your own decision, or maybe holidays, that it's your own decision. I don't think they're gonna go further with the disfellowshipping, that you can talk to someone if it's in a private setting. But the court case in Norway definitely put them on speeding up the process. So now to the governments in the world, they say, no, we're talking to disfellowship persons in the congregation. So they clean their street on that a little bit. I don't think the governments will fall for it, because you're socially still dead. But changes are coming, and I think more changes will come, because they see it's going down. And the panic mode is full on, I see. And they just keep on going on, you have to trust us, even if it's not logical, the governing body, the governing body, the governing body, the governing body. Where's Jesus? Jesus is nowhere. Jesus is nowhere in this story. So it's time to wake up, people. It's time to do your research. It's time to question everything you learn. If you need help with someone, reach out to someone you know who's outside of the organization, someone you can trust. They're not gonna hurt you outside. Outside of the organization is a very loving community of people who are wishing you the best, wishing you to make the decisions you have to make. If you're out there alone, you don't be alone anymore. There's so much people who is willing to help you. I'm willing to help you. But there's a lot of people outside of the organization where you can talk to. It was far less in the back of the days, so in 2024 it's good to see a big community of people who are supporting each other. Everyone who's supporting this channel, I'm grateful for it, I'm happy for it. And it's make us stronger. We never go back, I never go back. And I hope a lot more people wake up these days to take self-control, to make your own destiny. And it's not a bad world out there, it's a beautiful world out here, and you can achieve everything you want in this life. But you have to put your mind to it. So shift your mindset, be grateful for what you have today, be grateful for where you are now, keep in your mind where you want to go to, and we talk to each other next time. Thank you all.